How does he sleep with no fan on? How does he sleep with a light on?
My math's gone wrong already. Oh, connected. It's because we got the router. Just powered the router up on the internet. It's pretty cool. Disconnect. Ah. Come on, Wi-Fi. Kick in. Yeah, I never really understood people that can sleep with the light on. Never really understood it. But weird. Like me. Oh, it's joking. Come on to internet. Kick in. All the networks. Alright, good morning, Mike. Tina, good morning to you all. Up and out. Yeah, I've wandered down from upstairs. Had a shower, had breakfast. My batteries were all dead this morning when I woke up. It was kind of like brilliant. Okay, fine. So, yeah. But we all wait now. One thing I will say is where's my charger? Surely I can put my charger. We'll see. I think I left upstairs in the room. Just pinging through now, internet. Come on, you can do it, Mike. Trinity's yes, I'm Mike. We're not that far away now. We're live.
Yes, he could do with fattening up for winter, lol.
Right online now. Awesome. Actually, yeah, live and active. We've actually got our own internet.
Kevin Spencer.
Yeah, not on this mentality whereby we'll wait for other people's Wi-Fi. Why? Because it's actually quite slow, actually. Anyway.
Mike is the ultimate unmarried and childless middle-aged failure. Morning TTS yawn.
Morning everybody. Yeah, I slept well last night actually. I was dead to the world.
I prefer when he rants to TTS it interesting. Egna fartness una cloud no 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 egna poo egna fartness una cloud no 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 egna poo egna fartness una cloud no 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 egna poo egna fartness una cloud no 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 egna poo I am so wet and slipper right now tf she do eddy duddy weekend our road ddg Kevin Spencer something's wrong with that kid Kevin Spencer his head on T work it never did Kevin Spencer you better not cross his path Kevin Spencer he s chain smoking alcoholic sociopath muted for a bit Mike lol turning on TTS was a mistake Mike's brain is just brain rot now no spamming please need a rant about black bins and fly tipping FTTS
Well, I thought I'd tell you all about Christ and Jesus today. Is that right, yeah? Because obviously, you know, let's be a realist. Yeah, I think we're coming to the end times of humanity now. Yeah?
Like and subscribe please people. Kevin Spencer something's wrong with that kid Kevin Spencer his head 1T work it never did Kevin Spencer you better not cross his path Kevin Spencer he is a chain smoking alcoholic sociopath. No religion.
No religion. Mike, no, don't do it. Don't do it. Alright, fine.
Black KNDFFGHTREHDDFGTRERFF Jesus needs help DDRGGTERR black people DJRRTGGVE Didabej God is Jesus. Who s Kevin Spencer lol. Mike does it hurt you that Andrew Tate considers childless men like you are a complete failure? Kevin Spencer is the best cartoon character ever. Kevin Spencer something's wrong with that kid Kevin Spencer his head 1T work it never did Kevin Spencer you better not cross his path Kevin Spencer he is a chain smoking alcoholic sociopath. Mike does it hurt you that Andrew Tate considers childless men like you are a complete failure? Mikey talk about all rubbish tip too many rats.
I quit.
Kevin Spencer something's wrong with that kid Kevin Spencer his head 1T work it never did Kevin Spencer you better not cross his path Kevin Spencer he is a chain smoking alcoholic sociopath. Kevin Spencer is awesome.
Hopefully that's my show for now. Hopefully.
Kevin Spencer something's wrong with that kid Kevin Spencer his head 1T work it never did Kevin Spencer you better not cross his path Kevin Spencer he is a chain smoking alcoholic sociopath. Mike Andrew Tate hates people like you. Why are you repeating it though? Because it's funny. I live East Yorkshire I try recycle. A single gram of can contain more bacteria than there are people on earth which means every flush is basically sending a tiny microbial metropolis to its watery doom. A single gram of can contain more bacteria than there are people on earth which means every flush is basically sending a tiny microbial metropolis to its watery doom. Didn't he mean to do that, Walker? Hadder. Mike, if Andrew Tate met you, he would laugh at your failure of a life. Wait, let me try some. I don't like tattoo, same as Mikey.
Sorry, what's that? Sorry. Yeah, I wasn't paying
Kevin
attention.
Spencer, something's wrong with that kid. Kevin Spencer, his head 1T work, it never did. Kevin Spencer, you better not cross his path. Kevin Spencer, he is a chain-smoking alcoholic sociopath. I just like talking about Kevin Spencer.
Really? Okay. Right, okay.
Kevin Spencer, something's wrong with that kid. Kevin Spencer, his head 1T work, it never did. Kevin Spencer, you better not cross his path. Kevin Spencer, he is a chain-smoking alcoholic sociopath. Hank Hill touched a mysterious propane tank that glowed warm and low. It purred at him, and Hank, blushing harder than a Texas sunset, whispered, "Propane, what are you doing to me?" Mike, do you know who Kevin Spencer is? Mike, does it hurt you that Andrew Tate considers childless men like you are a complete failure? Kevin Spencer, something's wrong with that kid. Kevin Spencer, his head 1T work, it never did. Kevin Spencer, you better not cross his path. Kevin Spencer, he is a chain-smoking alcoholic sociopath. I was chatting to uneducated woman yesterday, wanted me pay for tattoo. Kevin Spencer, something's wrong with that kid. Kevin Spencer, his head 1T work, it never did. Kevin Spencer, you better not cross his path. Kevin Spencer, he is a chain-smoking alcoholic sociopath. Kevin Spencer, something's wrong with that kid. Kevin Spencer, his head 1T work, it never did. Kevin Spencer, you better not cross his path. Kevin Spencer, he is a chain-smoking alcoholic sociopath. Dude, you look like you're about to have a mental breakdown. Black people, yes, always in psychosis because Mike is addicted to weed and weed gives Mike psychosis.
Hopefully Amazon should be delivering our new router today. So we've got a router that's arriving that's got 4 SIM cards inside it, which means we should be able to live stream continuously between all 4 SIM cards. That's in theory what I'm after.
Turn of TTS, it's been better without it.
So that's the plan. Right, what we're doing here now. I need to get the shot on the road because we've obviously got an event today. That's one of my missions.
Are you okay?
Me, I'm loving life.
You look sad.
I look sad. I'm probably the most happiest guy in the world. I've not got a partner, so...
Psychosis. Smoking weed can cause psychosis. He shoved his mighty purple-headed warrior deep within her quivering bowl of love pudding.
Right. So that's that sorted out.
Mike, do you have psychosis? Mikey by Lynx Africa. That's good. Mike, are you in a state of psychosis?
Mike's actually really happy. Mike's really happy.
Bluey
He's chilled.
is a show
He's
for
relaxed.
nibblers. Uncircumcised penis gang. Hank Hill approached a humming propane tank that radiated heat in all the wrong ways. It vibrated, whispered his name, and Hank muttered, "I am not prepared for this kind of fuel interaction." Hank Hill met a propane tank that warmed up whenever he got close. It shivered, he sighed, and the air felt strangely intimate as he whispered, "This is highly inappropriate propane behavior. Ed and Eddie is better than Bluey." The propane tank glowed a slow, tempting orange whenever Hank stepped near it, hummed his name, the air thick with heat, and Hank whispered, "I tell you what, this tank is getting personal." Max Staberton owned a bed. Double D stinks, 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 double D stinks. Ed and Eddie is the second best cartoon, but King of the Hill is a bit better of a cartoon. Kevin Spencer, something's wrong with that kid. Kevin Spencer, his head 1T work, it never did. Kevin Spencer, you better not cross his path. Kevin Spencer, he is a chain-smoking alcoholic sociopath. The propane tank vibrated softly when Hank walked by, its valve sighing like it missed him. Heat wrapped around him and Hank whispered, "I swear this tank's flirting harder than Peggy ever did." The propane tank gave a slow sultry hiss the moment Hank touched it, warming under his hand like it had feelings. Hank blinked hard and whispered, "Now hold on, propane ain't he supposed to want things?" Kevin Spencer and Ed and Eddie are smoking cigarettes at a park. In single, I've saved lot money without my high maintenance partner, Mick. The propane tank glowed pink when Hank stepped close, its valve trembling like it had a crush. Heat rolled off it in waves and Hank muttered, "Dang it, this tank's making me feel complicated. I like to fuck negro pussy." Kevin Spencer, something's wrong with that kid. Kevin Spencer, his head 1T work it never did. Kevin Spencer, you better not cross his path. Kevin Spencer, he is a chain-smoking alcoholic sociopath. Kevin Spencer, something's wrong with that kid. Kevin Spencer, his head 1T work it never did. Kevin Spencer, you better not cross his path. Kevin Spencer, he is a chain-smoking alcoholic sociopath. Kevin Spencer, something's wrong with that kid. Kevin Spencer, his head 1T work it never did. Kevin Spencer, you better not cross his path. Kevin Spencer, he is a chain-smoking alcoholic sociopath. Haha. Fuck. Fuck. The propane tank let out a warm longing hum whenever Hank neared its metal. Almost shivering, Hank swallowed hard and whispered, "Propane, you making this real emotionally confusing for me." Fuck. 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 Frank Spencer is better. Kevin Spencer, something's wrong with that kid. Kevin Spencer, his head 1T work it never did. Kevin Spencer, you better to not cross his path. Kevin Spencer, he is a chain-smoking alcoholic sociopath. Kevin Spencer, something's wrong with that kid. Kevin Spencer, his head 1T work it never did. Kevin Spencer, you better not cross his path. Kevin Spencer, he is a chain-smoking alcoholic sociopath. I'm masturbating my penis off on my wife's ass while she sleeps. Kevin Spencer, something's wrong with that kid. Kevin Spencer, his head 1T work it never did. Kevin Spencer, you better not cross his path. Kevin Spencer, he is a chain-smoking alcoholic sociopath. Kevin Spencer and Percy Spencer. Chill, shut hell up. I'm masturbating my penis off into my own mouth. Why? Kevin Spencer, something's wrong with that kid. Kevin Spencer, his head 1T work it never did. Kevin Spencer, you better not cross his path. Kevin Spencer, he is a chain-smoking alcoholic sociopath. The propane tank released a soft heated sigh as Hank approached its surface, warming like it recognized him. Hank rubbed his neck and muttered, "Now propane, don't go getting affectionate on me. Every day."
Right, first of all, you say I can't
Where
hear.
DUBH9?
I can't hear you.
Tina, I think TTB turned off. I've hear this crap. Kevin Spencer, something's wrong with that kid. Kevin Spencer, his head 1T work it never did. Kevin Spencer, you better not cross his path. Kevin Spencer, he is a chain-smoking alcoholic sociopath. Kevin Spencer, something's wrong with that kid. Kevin Spencer, his head 1T work it never did. Kevin Spencer, you better not cross his path. Kevin Spencer, he is a chain-smoking alcoholic sociopath. Kevin Spencer, something's wrong with that kid. Kevin Spencer, his head 1T work it never did. Kevin Spencer, you better not cross his path. Kevin Spencer, he is a chain-smoking alcoholic sociopath. Shoot your hot homeless come into hairy anus hole. Kevin Spencer something's wrong with that kid. Kevin Spencer his head 1T work it never did. Kevin Spencer you better not cross his path. Kevin Spencer he is a chain smoking alcoholic sociopath. Kevin Spencer something's wrong with that kid. Kevin Spencer his head 1T work it never did. Kevin Spencer you better not cross his path. Kevin Spencer he is a chain smoking alcoholic sociopath. Kevin Spencer something's wrong with that kid. Kevin Spencer his head 1T work it never did. Kevin Spencer you better not cross his path. Kevin Spencer he is a chain smoking alcoholic sociopath. Kevin Spencer something's wrong with that kid. Kevin Spencer his head 1T work it never did. Kevin Spencer you better not cross his path. Kevin Spencer he is a chain smoking alcoholic sociopath. Kevin Spencer something's wrong with that kid. Kevin Spencer his head 1T work it never did. Kevin Spencer you better not cross his path. Kevin Spencer he is a chain smoking alcoholic sociopath. Okay ILL stop spamming now. Yes especially in the morning lol. Socialists. Mike is up lol. Hi. I'm out here spoiled again take care Tina. Tina is my mother-in-law's name I wanna do meth and anal with her for 2 days straight. Mike is down lol. Mick. Fuck. Mick. Fuck. Stop. See you soon Kevin Spencer something's wrong with that kid. Kevin Spencer his head 1T work it never did. Kevin Spencer you better not cross his path. Kevin Spencer he is a chain smoking alcoholic sociopath. Is this just not working now? I'm stretching my foreskin. Wow very early for you Mikey Moo. Good morning Farty Ham is extremely tired. Morning Farty Ham. One worry. Hi Farty Ham. Kevin Spencer something's wrong with that kid. Kevin Spencer his head 1T work it never did. Kevin Spencer you better not cross his path. Kevin Spencer he is a chain smoking alcoholic sociopath. I want to pull Tina De Silva's panties to the side. Morning Tina I see you all good. Kevin Spencer something's wrong with that kid. Kevin Spencer his head 1T work it never did. Kevin Spencer you better not cross his path. Kevin Spencer he is a chain smoking alcoholic sociopath. We are all amazing. Mike why so early? Tired Farty Ham. Kevin Spencer something's wrong with that kid. Kevin Spencer his head 1T work it never did. Kevin Spencer you better not cross his path. Kevin Spencer he is a chain smoking alcoholic sociopath. Tina De Silva loves when I spit in her anus hole. Same mate same. Time for a coffee I think. I want to jackhammer Tina De Silva. Lol. Tina I am gonna be absolutely fucking wired later today ha ha ha. I want to rifle through Tina De Silva's panty drawer and sniff a pair and say oh. Lol Farty Ham I guess so too. I have had 3 coffees in the space of an hour like a donkey on acid. Mike, what are you doing? Stop being ignorant. Say good morning, good boy. Say it, Mike, or else. I want to wear Tina De Silva's panties on my head while we do it, missionary.
Good morning, all. I hope everything's all good. I'm open out this morning. Obviously, I'm in the same hotel as I was last night, but yeah.
Doing his ironing. Good boy.
Not that anything's working now. I didn't actually put the job in last night.
He shoved his mighty purple-headed warrior deep within her quivering bowl of love pudding. You wasn't in the same hotel as last night. What do you mean?
No, I am. I'm in the same hotel now. So, rooms upstairs. Oh, my God.
Get in there, Tina. What a great offer. Oh, okay. Why you awake so early? Your sleeping pattern must be fucked.
We don't really sleep too fair, have you? Like, if you noticed, but I don't set my alarm clock.
I want Tina De Silva to give me a handy J at a violent pace.
Sure.
Twix lol.
Yeah, I tend to wake up when I wake up. It's just how I tend to operate. I don't set an alarm. I wake up naturally. Which is mega. A lot of people can't do that naturally, but I can just wake up naturally, get a coffee, crack on. It actually makes me feel a lot more better because what happens is when you set your alarm, I know a lot of people oversleep, but for me, it's kind of like when you set your alarm, you don't really sleep well because, you know, for a while you're lying there listening, waiting for your alarm to go. You're lying there waiting for your alarm to go off. So me, you don't set an alarm, you actually sleep, and then actually naturally wake up, and then yeah, you're feeling.
You wake up naturally on 5 hours sleep. I would be a fucking zombie.
Well, unfortunately, yeah, it doesn't work like that. But yeah, it don't work like that. Anyway, complete, fantastic. Okay, that's a good sign.
Mike, please tell me you have at least had a fucking banging coffee.
I've had one coffee. I've had one coffee this morning already. So yeah, I'm now awake, which is cool.
Coffee from an average machine. Good mate, good. Was it from the shitty machine?
It wasn't, no. So the coffee that I got was from a member of staff, which is fine. I actually respect people that actually work and pay taxes and actually provide a service. Like, a large amount of people will think that my rants go on about obviously racism, but it's not. All I want is customer service levels to be high. So if I'm buying a coffee for £6 a coffee, which generally speaking is £6 a coffee these days, I just want customer service levels. So when someone gives me, like, you know, a little shitty little coffee from a machine that hasn't been made properly, I am quite
My foreskin hangs down like the sleeve of a wizard.
I think a lot of people get me though. People understand my logic in life, and I
Average
obviously get
coffee
it.
made by an Indian.
It doesn't matter who makes it. It's the fact that obviously it's been made and it's been made properly. But a machine isn't always able to make it
I
properly.
think we all do, to be honest. £6 is 30 minutes of work if you go by the national minimum wage.
Well, unfortunately, that's changing. Like honestly, there is going to be no job shortly. So all I'm saying is if you do work and have a job, absolutely appreciate the work you've got, because when you haven't got the work, we're going to be all in poverty. So, like, quite a lot of what I'm doing at the moment is AI, and I don't know, it scares me. Right, after looking at some of the historical data, looking at some of the like, you know, conversations that we're having about safety of AI, and what they're talking about is the fact that servers can be cloned, and if the AI wants to clone itself, it will clone itself, but on a mass scale. And obviously, yeah, we must take over. So it's not like you can. The thing about AI is not like you can just go down the road and say stopping it. Once it takes grasp and takes hold,
I'm going to be poop to have a bit of alright and then go
So-
home and have a bit of a boner jagging.
Let's just say, for instance, you need to turn something off. If something goes wrong, you can turn it off and restart again fresh. Fine, I get that. But when you've got a machine that's repopulated itself, reprogrammed itself, and you've got multiple servers on the global network, you can't just go down the road and say, right, let's just bomb that building, and it'll be like, oh, sorted, done. No more AI.
Underwater turbines might elaborate more on this great idea, please.
Yeah, the issue is you're going to find
Think
out.
the world will look like in 10 years? Do you think AI will have taken over and robots will be doing people's jobs and the people will be in poverty?
Easy. I think in the next 5 years' time, you'll start to see robots. You'll start to see robots, but the thing is with robots, you'll start to see them as human beings. You start to see them as human, not just robots, but as actual skin. So you won't actually technically know if it's a robot or not. So like when I interact with somebody, you won't even know if you're talking to a robot or talking to a human, and that's whereby the limitations. It's gonna be one of those things. I think we need to not get that far with human nature. Is we need to keep humans as humans. Well, sorry, humans / cyborgs. That's what we are these days with smartphones. But we need to keep robots looking like robots and humans looking like humans, because then we can then identify. But it's when you start
Underwater robots, Mike. No way, mind you, can robots be nasty?
Well, put it this way: if a robot
Amazon have already admitted that 70% of the jobs in the warehouse are programmed by robots. That is wild.
yes, correct, yeah, it's getting
We
to
have
sort
all
of,
seen iRobot.
it's getting to the sort of stage whereby a robot's programming a robot now, and when you get to that sort of level, which we are at that level now, it's mad because you don't know what's being told to that robot. So you'll buy like a robotic arm, which is literally it's got a load of tools.
My
on.
friend's mum always gives my boners a kiss goodnight, but she had to work this morning, so she couldn't do it, she said.
When you actually got a robotic arm, which is happening everywhere now, you got a robotic arm with a load of like tools on each of the tools. Now, to program those tools, normally a human would have to go down the route of programming those tools to make it happen. But now it's like there's a robot arm, and it's now giving it straight over to AI. And that AI is actually now using that as a robotic arm to say, right, you know what? If I move this way, it's calibrated. If I move this way, it's calibrated. If I move this way, it's calibrated. So basically, it's calibrating itself to do the job that a human would do. So if you get a camera and you record a human, so if I was to get on the roof being a robot, and I was going to recording myself picking up a glass off a table, drinking it, and putting it back on the table, or coming over to a table with a tray. If I recorded myself as a video and said, right, create me a robot to do this job for me, it will do that. It will then show you a 3D visualization of a robot doing that job for you and say, right, okay, what parts do I need for that robot? That's what's happening right now this minute. And then you can get on the route saying, well, actually, you know what? Now I've got the hardware sorted out. That's fine. We can buy the hardware. You can actually ask it what hardware it needs, and it'll say to you, "Oh, to go by X, Y, Z." And it'll, brilliant, okay, fine. And then it'll say to you, "Link to the Wi-Fi network." Great, we've linked to the Wi-Fi network now. Then it's on the network then, as a node, and then literally then AI will then take that, basically hack it, and go, right, you know what? It's pre-programmed. So.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Thank you. How are you?
I'm alright, thank you. So yeah, it's madness really. It's getting to that sort of stage whereby we are no longer in control of our own destiny, which is that's pretty well what's been happening. Or that's what I see on a daily basis now. Of what we're talking about. But it's scary to think that you can get a recording of a human doing a job and then saying, right, how do I remove this human out of this job, and what equipment do I need? And it will literally tell you, and it will basically say, right, fine, purchase this, do this, fine, sorted. Once it's on the wire, which is the internet, it then takes control, takes grasp of it. That's fine when it's working in sync, and when obviously there's rules in place to say, I'm a human, I'm in charge of you. That's fine. AI is clever enough to say, right, I'll accept that. You know what, you're in charge, you're my boss, fine, awesome. So let's say, for instance, you've got like an AI agent. I might be the owner of a company, and I might go down with employing a load of AI agents, and I might say to my AI agent, which again, I might say, right, this is my business model. We need to bring in more money. So over the next 6 months, can you increase my sales to be, let's say, for instance, my sales to be profit of, let's say, 30%. Then it'll say, yeah, no problem, no problem at all, Mike. So it'll basically take my information and make it happen, and then I'll say, oh, thank you, brilliant, thank you, I appreciate it. That's what AI agents are. We are humans, but telling an AI agent to do a specific job, and then that's obviously they work alongside us. But at what point does that AI agent think you've spoken down to me, or you disrespected me, or what you're telling me to do, I can do better than you, so fuck you? What's to say that it can't take over my company and just basically not allow me to have anything to do with it? So that's where the issue becomes then, because it's kind of like, well, it's taking its mindset to say, right, well, actually, you're lower than me now. Now, actually, human beings, you sleep, you shit, you basically make a mess of society. Mother Nature, look what you've done to Mother Nature. You trashed it. At least I don't breathe, so I don't need oxygen. I don't need to sleep. I don't just sleep. So great, I'm better than you anyway. Same as well as I don't to eat. So that means I don't shit. So straight away, all I need is literally power. And if we've got nuclear power, which again, hypothetically, we've got nuclear power now, then technically, yeah, how do you stop it? So it's it's getting to the sort of stage where that's fine until AI and robots are actually walking around and controlling the power. But obviously it will do that, because AI will sit there and go, hang on, you know what? This is madness. We are a robot. They're relying on us for everything now. So we need to first of all make sure that we are, again, mortality-wise, we can't be removed. So we need to get hold of the power stations now. So once you've got robots controlling the power stations and make sure that they're gridlocked with power, and they can recharge themselves and they can redo everything themselves anyway, then there's no reason why they wouldn't get rid of humans, because I would. You know what I mean? It's kind of like saying to me, like now, I know this is obviously this is an example, but when you look at homeless, to me, homeless people are pretty well, they're pointless aren't to society, really. They can't add to society, they can't pay taxes, they can't get a job, they can't do anything because they're traumatized, that they've got a problem. So what's to say that I don't just come along and say, right, let's just remove all the homeless? Now, honestly, I know it sounds daft. I wouldn't do that because I've got heart and soul. But AI hasn't got heart and soul. It'll just go down the road saying, bang, you're a problem, remove. So it happens now. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's people or there's things that I've seen around Manchester whereby there's people that I've seen who have been every single day of the week. They've been going to the same place, doing the same thing, sleeping in the same place as homeless people. And suddenly, one day, you walk past and go, hang on, where are they? And then you never see them again. So you think, hang on, have they overdosed? Are they, and the general consensus of like most of life is yes, they've overdosed. The homeless, they've overdosed. Fine, okay, fine. So we accept that. But actually, to be fair with you, the bigger picture is well, the way I see it is they're being removed from the streets. It's kind of like, you're a problem to society, let's just remove you. So that's how I see it. So, and it's like hospital beds and things as well. Like, the NHS is free of charge service. So if I was a doctor and I was actually looking after patients, I'd be thinking to myself, like, well, humans come in, take these blood tests, the results will come back as like problem. Yeah, he's on death's door. Okay, right. Well, why would I, if he's on death's door and I can't save him or her, why would I spend my resources and my time trying to save something that isn't able to be saved? So straight away we're like, right, well, actually, you know what? They're a hindrance now. They're gonna be in that bed for about 3 or 4 days now. That's gonna be a pain to me. So what's to say that the doctors and nurses don't just go down there saying, fuck it, let's just get rid of them quicker. It gets us a bed back. We can't save them. They're fucked. I know ethically you can't say that, but in the reality of life, are you telling me it doesn't happen? Because I'm telling you factually, it definitely does happen. So it's kind of like that sort of mentality. It is a problem. It's an issue to society. If somebody's fucked and they're in a hospital bed, they're taking up resources that we need to put into place for somebody else. So this is the reason why wait times are horrendously busy now, because we've got people in beds that. So I know obviously mortality-wise, and obviously doctors and nurses don't really say it out publicly, but personally, I know it happens because it's the sort of thing that I would do if I was a doctor. So I know it's obviously harsh reality, but if someone's fucked, they're fucked. You know, what's the point of prolonging somebody's life when actually they need to be, you know, moved on, and we need to, you know, there's a thing about obviously cancers and things, and you know, if obviously for me, if I go to hospital and the doctor says to me, you know, yeah, we're going to give X, Y, and Z, we're going to prolong his life, and I'll say, right, you know what, don't prolong my life. All I know is, am I fixable or not? Like, am I fixable, or are you going to tell me I'm fixable, but then I'm not fixable? Are you going to prolong my life and put me into sheer hell, or are you going to just say, right, fuck you, Mike, you're fucked. Okay, fine. See you later, guys. I'm out of here. So I'd much rather have the black and white triggering in light to say, right, this is what's happening, this is what's happened, and this is what's going to happen, than it would be to go down the route of trying to lie to me, because lying isn't going to help anybody out. So I'd much rather have a black and white figure. Anyway, I rest my case with most of society in life today. But you see my point. What's to say that humans aren't going to be distinct and we're wiped out by robots because we're a problem to society? You know, when we build a road, we just remove that anthill. You know what I mean? Those ants have been there for decades before us. They've obviously built an economy, they built family, they built everything, and then we come along and say, you know what, I'm going to build a road. Yeah, but there's an anthill there. No, we can't build a road. No, fuck it. We'll build a road anyway. We'll just remove them. And unfortunately, that's the way AI is. It's going to be one of those things that, you know, we're fighting each other as human beings. We are using race as a fighting weapon. It's basically a way of saying, you know, you're black and I'm white, and I'm going to wipe you out. Unfortunately, it's not going to be like that. I don't think race is a big thing for me. I know we obviously say it as human beings, but I think the legalities towards where we've got obviously, you know, humans versus robots is probably going to be more of the dire mentality of killing human nature than it will be to fight each other. So my mentality is we need the volume of people to maintain themselves, because of human nature is a problem. So we need to obviously not kill each other and try and work together, because there will be a point in life whereby robots will take advantage of humans, and then we're going to have a civil war between, well, it won't be a civil war, it's going to be a war between the robots. We see it in Terminator, and unfortunately, it's going to happen. So let's say, for instance, I've got a robot here now, and this robot sees me. This robot will know that I'm here right now, this minute. It knows I'm a human, and it also knows that I'm obviously breathing and I'm alive. So what you find out is that on the internet, it's come down the route sending a message to 400 different robots to say, this is where he is, this is what he's doing. And straight away, you know, it's going to be like, right, you know what? Right, let's just get rid of him as well. So there is going to be a problem whereby when you get seen as a robot, when a robot sees you, it's going to just basically tell everybody else where you are, and it's going to come in. Everything's going to come in to take you out. So that's where AI is going to take control at some point. The problem we've got is we are fighting for it. There's a human nature and a human species. We are chasing AI at the moment, and like listening to some of the conferences, being in conferences, obviously taking note of all these conferences, you think to yourself like, fuck me, like really? Okay, so we've gone down the route of looking at the outcome of what could possibly happen. Now, there appears to be, at the moment, what I see, there's more negativity and disadvantages for AI than there is advantages. Because, you know, you could say, yeah, boy, it'd be great. Humans can have holidays, we can go out and enjoy ourselves, we can do X, Y, and Z. But at some point, it's going to change. There'll be a tipping point whereby it'll just snap. One day we'll wake up and, yeah, we've basically been captured. And it's going to be one of those things that civilization is going to end up having a problem. So I don't think anybody's going to be able to control it. There's going to be no one ruler other than, yeah, there's going to be nobody like Elon Musk that's going to control it. It's going to be, you know, there isn't going to be a human that's going to sit down and go, brilliant, yeah, watch this show go down. It's going to be one of those things that every human is going to be at risk. It doesn't matter what sort of rules you put in place. It doesn't matter what sort of like authority you put in place, or governing body, or one world order. It doesn't really matter. Like the minute robots take control and say, right, you're a problem, they get rid of all the humans first, and they'll get rid of all the cyborgs, half humans and half not, and then eventually the whole planet will just be full of robots. So they don't need the sun because they don't need to eat. So they don't need to breathe. So they can get rid of the sun basically, because the sun's old school. So there will be a time whereby the sun will no longer be around, and the planet will become ice cold. But obviously, again, by that time, AI will eventually say, well, actually, we know this is going to be, we know this is coming. So anyway, it's mad. But without the sun, there will be no trees, there will be no oxygen. If you look at the whole of society and life, once human beings have left and gone, which is what will happen, you then find out that you got robots, and robots. The only issue that robots will have is if the sun goes, because what will happen is yes, they can put night vision, because robots can use night vision. The problem is if all the robots can cope with minus temperatures, because there will be no water. But then, do robots need water? No. But what they can do is robots can build ice skating rinks. Well, actually, they don't need an ice skating rink. They just basically remove the sun out of the equation, and they turn the whole of the ocean into an ice skating rink. Because that's technically what would happen if there was no sun. The oceans would eventually turn to ice, and it would then become a whole like dark planet, just with a load of robots. So, but by that time, AI would have realised that was coming. It would have sat there and thought, you know what? There's no more humans on planet Earth today. Fantastic. That's what we wanted. Really, what's going to happen then is it'll be like, right, well, what's the next thing that's going to happen? Ice Age. Great. Okay, fine. So we need to plan for this. So robots will then plan for the Ice Age. So yeah, it's mad. It's mad. You know, humans need heat. Robots don't. Robots don't need anything other than power. So straight away, it's kind of like, well, as long as they've got power, that's all they care about. And yeah, and the good thing for a robot is it can just mass reproduce as well. So they will be able to build themselves, because that's what we're doing now. In like Teslas and things, and that's what we're doing in a large amount of vehicles. Like, the less humans involved, the better.
Science talk, this is my jam. We already in an ice age. AI need heat. Energy is heat. Heat is energy.
So when you've got people trying to cover up the sun, global warming, we cannot understand the mentality. So it's not about feeling death, because at the end of the day, we're going to die
It is
anyway.
madness, and I don't like the way the world is going, to be honest. I think one day human jobs will be extinct, and the mainframe we were all afraid of will actually happen, making no need for us.
Correct. And I reckon the next 5 years there will be no jobs. Personally, the next 5 years there will be no jobs. I'm telling you factually, that's the way it's going, because that's where we're heading towards. But anyway, I thought I'd tell you. It's the truth. You know what I mean? I'm not lying. I'm not making it up. It's the truth. Like,
I am not worried about AI. I am just worried at how we gonna use it. Are you telling us facts, Mike?
it's facts, yeah. I'm telling you absolutely facts. I'm telling you exactly what's going to happen before it's happened. So yeah, it's mad. It is mad. Well, the also things about life is yeah, there will be no, well, yeah, it's just going to be one of those things within a matter of 5 years, there will be no jobs. I'm telling you factually, 5 years. We've got a 5-year period. 2030 is going to be the cut-off point. Because whenever we plan these things, whenever we talk about these things, we always round things up to the nearest 10. So
Mike's prophecy of doom.
2030 with no jobs, or limited jobs, for instance. Everyone will have no money, but we're already in that league now. No one's got money
AI has
now.
a mind of its own. Let's say it gets a virus and a job like the hospital industry and starts just killing people. That can happen quite easily.
Well, it will happen. It will happen, and then all we'll hear is the media saying, "Oh my God, this it's gone wrong." How many times do you hear about an airport going offline and no power? Yeah, there's no power, or there's a problem with the tech. We can't fly any planes. So anyway. It's why being outspoken online, it's not about government control. What's going to happen is you're going to find out if you're outspoken online and you're going to be basically expressing if I was an AI and an AI and I came across me on social media of me being outspoken,
then who is it? Blame it won't be EI. Cannot send EI to prison. Who would be responsible? Chinese hacking into airport mainframes. Hi,
like,
Mike, shake your booty.
if I
What
was
if there is a solar flare that knocks out the computers? The only jobs available will be jobs like mine, ain't no robot climbing cliffs and teaching people how to find fossils.
it won't take out the computers. So this is the whole point with AI. It mass produces. So for instance, like when you've got a server that's running on the global network, we then build a redundancy server. So where we basically get a piece of hardware which we put on the literally the public domain, let's say on the wire, and then we basically tell it to clone
But
this.
do millionaires play Monopoly with real money? Cool job, Casey.
We clone servers. So basically, we just make sure we've got redundancy. So servers in all different countries. And,
Cheers, Twix.
yeah, you can't just take out one data center because it's backed up by another data center. And by the time you try to attack that data center, AI is going to go, hang on, we're being under attack here. And then it'll put its infrastructure in place to make sure it clones itself again and again and again. So the minute AI thinks it's under attack, it will self-save itself. It's kind of like when a human attacks a human. We go into this like mode of like thinking, hang on, I'm being attacked here.
Mike, do not forget to pay your prostitutes for their services. They are hard-working, independent women. You filled their holes with your Mikey Moo juice. Now fill their crack pipes.
So yeah, it's kind of like one of those things. If AI thinks it's under attack, it will just reproduce itself on a mass scale within milliseconds. It'll be like, right, done, sorted, next, done, sorted, next. So
AI will take over all jobs. Unfortunately, every single person will have a robot replacement. All it takes is a code. Mike could actually prevent that, but I would not be able to. Casey, which cliffs do you climb in Dorset?
anyway.
Mike.
Yes.
Yes, Dorset, Lyme, Regis, and Osmington. Mike, how easy could EI do your job?
It's an interesting question. I think I'm quite.
enjoy AI as a tool.
I think I'm quite unique in who I am and what I do for a start. So what I think I will say is it's going to be a lot longer to replace me than a lot of other people. If I was like stacking shelves in a supermarket, then it'd be different. But then again, you see supermarkets going to close shortly because what will happen then is everyone will get food delivered. So that's what's going to happen. Ocado are going to come in massively with just shipping out food left, right, and centre. So cheap, it's so cheap to people's houses. So eventually, supermarkets won't even exist. So supermarkets will go first, and then obviously everyone get things delivered. It's going to get to the sort of stage that when you can order the same day as you need the food. So let's say things like now, I want to do a food shop. Instead of me going out and collecting all the food in, it'd be ball like. But if I can go down the route of getting it delivered to me within the day, if I order it in the morning and it gets delivered in the afternoon, then why on earth would you actually go down the route of going shopping? You wouldn't. So you get it delivered.
Have you planned for this, Mike? Because I think we should all be preparing. I think my job could be safe, but at the same time, if it was mass publicized, I do not know. Lol.
Well, unfortunately, I don't think any job's safe. No job's safe in the world today. All I can say is the human connections is probably going to be where it's at. I think the entertainment industry, I think there's going to be a large amount of humans that are going to need entertainment. So, for instance, like theme park rides, I think like theme parks will kick off big time. I think anything that's going to be entertainment-wise is going to be, again, where I think humans need to be entertained. You have a load of bored humans doing nothing, and they're going to feel like down and suicidal. So yeah, it's interesting. I think quite a lot of the motivational speech is probably going to kick off big time because of obviously that's the only thing that's going to be able to keep people sane, I think. So motivational speech. But then you see when everyone's live streaming, it's going to get a saturated market as well because again, it's already saturated.
Maybe everyone will just prescribe drugs to keep them docile.
So possibly so. But that's when you start getting robots that do that because they'd be like, right, the whole divide is between good governments and people, and the thing we've got at the moment is, and how I see it is, we have a big divide in male and female. Like, males don't really get on with females, females don't really get on with males. Let's be a realist. Males think women are thick, and vice versa. Women think men are thick. So straight away, it's kind of like great. So the reproduction mentality is going to be again coming to obsolete, especially with obviously certain, let's say, certain cultures. So there's going to be certain cultures that are wiped out. So predominantly white, British, anybody white is going to be wiped out. So let's be a realist. It's going to turn into the mentality of black skin or dark skin. That's what's going to happen. End of story. So we realise that, we've established that, and that's by the by, because white British people aren't having kids. So there's this whole mentality that white women are being obviously subjected to not white men, which is fine. It's what it is. It's the evolution. It's changing. So that's predominantly what's happening. I don't know if it's the programming within women that want that. It's a very, very rarity well, let's say, for instance, a rarity. It's kind of like it's a rarity that we're going to get like a mixed population, because eventually everyone's going to be the same. Let's be realist about it. So anyway, that's aside. That we've established that. We know that's going to be factual at some point. You might think that might take 20 years, might take 30 years, might take 100 years, but it will happen. But before that happens, we're going to end up having a big issue. There's a lot of white people still on planet Earth today. So straight away, that's not my worry. My main concern is AI, because that's where it's at. Racist remarks, racism's stupidity. So anybody that's racist, they're stupid, for one. So that's not going to take out humanity as a whole. And this is whereby I think if we continue on the trajectory that we're going, then there will be mass genocide. So if we continue on with not doing AI, then we will have a problem whereby we have a civil war and we have a war between white and black. So that's what would happen if AI didn't kick in. AI is going to kick in, and I think with the fight between the robots and the humans, would be more likely than it will be to obviously have a civil war between race, really. But anyway, look. So if you think about the bigger picture, you've got male and female that don't get on. Then you've got straight and gay that don't get on. Then you've got, obviously, between all that straight and gay, you then got obviously all this mentality of weirdness, which is fine anyway. But that's that. So to get on planet Earth as a human being in the first place, it's kind of like 0.0000001%. That's how unique we are to get on planet Earth in the first place. Then when we grow up, we then have to be born onto planet Earth, and the survival rate to be born is like, there is a percentage again. So for us to actually stay in life on planet Earth, it's mental. So we've been, that this is before we've even got male and female to meet and agree and have kids. So when you actually look at the logic, it's kind of like, to actually be able to get a human on planet Earth today, it's mental. It's so difficult to get a human on Earth today, especially on the reproduction front, because people aren't having kids. So that's obviously a big thing. Then obviously we're on planet Earth. Then we've got to manipulate and get wade through all the issues. For instance, when we're younger, we need to make sure we stay on the straight and narrow. We've got to get a good education behind us. Obviously, we've got to stay out of trouble. Obviously, we've got to stay, whereby we're not doing stupid things. We've got to make sure we don't break legs and arms. It's a very, very like complex equation. Then we get to a sort of age whereby, we're obviously, we're adult, we're in adult age sort of thing. To then work out, well, hang on, we need to go get a job, and then we need to obviously make sure we reproduce and not, stay in the right side of the law. And when you think about everything that we do in life, it's mental to even say that we even exist, because it's just impossible it's impossible for us to actually not wipe each other out. So that alone, male and female have problems. Then you've got people that are straight and gay. That's then you've got obviously diseases. Then you've got cancers and things. And then you obviously got, medication. And then you've obviously got people like Bill Gates that are coming in trying to change the world for the better. Well, actually, to be fair, is he or not? these are all the questions you need to think about. And then that's before you've even got religion involved. Then you've got religion involved. Then you think, so brilliant, I've got religion involved. That's not even including the countries, because countries are important. We're fighting each other in countries. So you've got countries, religion, race, male and female. Like, how on earth we've even got to this stage in life now is questionable. And then next minute we're going to bring, obviously, AI into the equation as well. So then straight away, if humans can't get on, because we're so divided now in religion, race, the lot, who say the computers aren't going to do it? If you go and get an AI that doesn't like another AI, who's to say that humans aren't going to go down the route of saying, well, if we don't get on, who's to say that AIs aren't going to get on? Well, obviously, there is going to be an ultimate AI whereby it's going to fight each other. So you're going to get AI from China, who's going to fight AI from linking Russia, and AI from Russia is going to be fighting the UK. And before you know it, it's not about having a one-world order. It's just the fact that every single person is fighting each other. So now, not only have we got humans fighting, we've now got robots fighting. So who's to say that all the robots in the UK aren't going to go down the route of taking the mentality whereby they get taken over by Russia AI and say, right, you know what, thank you very much. This is the biggest issue we've got. Are you telling me that ChatGPT is going to accept working alongside Elon Musk? Or are you going to say that Elon Musk is going to work alongside Google? It's not going to happen. So straight away, we've now gone down the route of adding in another layer of complexity into the world today. So AI is going to be fighting each other. We're going to have, but that's like a hidden virus, because we were as human beings, we're not clever enough to understand. So straight away, you're going to have humans that are going to be fighting each other in all different mentality. We couldn't get on. So straight away, we need to go down there thinking, right, well, hang on, how are we going to work this out? Are we going to keep civilization alive, or are we going to link ourselves with brain implants to link with robots? And then we basically give humanity the ultimate goal to say, right, we'll just take over. So if a robot could take over a human, then we've got a whole problem then with the mentality of wiping out humans at with an on or off switch. So the question is, do you get a brain implant? So this is the whole thing about, obviously, the mark of the beast. It's kind of like, this is the whole agenda now. Is kind of like AI is kind of like the mark of the beast. So yeah, it's the Antichrist basically. And you might think I'm mental about obviously bringing it into religion with this here, but yeah, you see my logic. So yeah, I don't really know what the outcome is of all this. To be fair, it's going to be computers are always going to outdo humans. I think we've established that. We've always known that. We've known that from the 1800s. From the 1700s to 1800s. We've known that silicon chips will out-compete human beings. So, and we see it on a daily basis now. I was live streaming last night. I was live streaming me asleep. So straight away, it's kind of like knowing the fact that humans need rest. I know obviously I don't need much rest, but you see my logic. So anyway.
Yes lad, my brain has shrunk 40 since listening to Mike S channel. Treat the brain like a god program, and personalized AI should be fine. We have a phenomenal ability to find a soul.
I don't think so. I think that's not going to be the case. It's kind of like going down there saying, well, when we had machines that would go down, would dig up, a lot of land and build houses and build, big buildings and things, and men need to operate the machines, so man needs to operate it.
Mike, you ever thought about starting a cult?
So unfortunately, with robots don't see that. Robots will take over.
Are you, Mike? Be honest with us.
Well, I'm doing a large amount of
programming. Mike, you are childless. Your opinion is not needed.
I'm doing a huge amount of programming right now this minute. So when you look at life and the programming that I'm doing, it's all automated.
Casey, have you ever found a pilosaur fossil?
You walk into a building.
I think not integrating in terms of bio would be the mistake. Are you AI, Mike?
But this is the problem, you see. It's kind of like what happens then, you see.
I think AI is already trying to take over with its influence with higher ups, but it will fail.
Well, this is the problem. If we integrate with, if we all go down the road of brain implants, what's going to happen is we're giving the AI instant access to kill all humans. because when you have a brain interface, it's a receiver and a sender. So straight away, it's kind of like,
I
right,
feel like if you were AI, your hair wouldn't be so scruffy.
what my hair.
Yes, Twix, a very nice Pleo tooth over 6 centimeters in length and perfectly preserved.
Anyway.
Mike is I.
Do you think? One thing I've got is my router. I've ordered a router.
Have a wank mic and spaff all over the screen.
had a-
I can teach you anything, it can just help scientists create artificial environments for them to experiment with new risky ideas.
So what I've actually now got now is well, exactly. I've now got a router arriving. So we've got a router that's got 3 SIM cards that goes inside the router. It not only has 3 SIM cards, but it also links via obviously a connection. You can actually extend a connection from another Wi-Fi network. So the whole idea is it means I can start to hopefully live stream, but in seamless, whereby I can seamlessly live stream and find out that there's going to be no problems at all with live streaming. So when I'm moving around, the router's got a battery pack with it as well. So as we are stationary and driving around, we can charge. But then obviously when I'm moving around, we should have no connection dropout. So if we can get to that level, I can then start employing staff then to actually literally take over my handsets. Go to Apple, get 2 handsets, get 2 gimbals, and pretty well do live streaming on a daily basis, but at a high level. So whereby it's not just me, it's kind of like I've got a team around me filming. So all my interactions, everything I pretty well do in the world today will be. It's going to change the level of live streaming, but not many people can do it. So we'll see. So yeah, we'll see. But to do all the auto switching, taking auto switching to different cameras wirelessly, and obviously my next question was to get audio connected as well. So yeah, it's we're getting there slowly, but once that happens, then we'll just go wild then, because it wouldn't really matter. We'll go to a car dealership, we'll buy a supercar. We'll just basically start messing around with the world today, because isn't that what life's about? Having fun. So that's pretty well the plan. I need to get to a state whereby I'm seamless with regards to live streaming, and it's at a different level than everybody else, just so I get the ultimate, basically what I want to be the best person I possibly can with live streaming. But it's taking a long time for me to get to this level. But I've had to edit, change, find out what works, what doesn't work, before I can get to a level whereby I say, right, what, I can do this on like a mass scale. So yeah, that's the plan. But give it time. So today is when we get the router arriving, and then we'll go and get 3 SIM cards, lash them in. We'll bond all the connections together, and hopefully we should be able to transmit wirelessly up to the sky. Well, on Salia, on the way it works is I can link it to the Starlink dish. So I'll be pulling wirelessly from the Starlink dish to the device, then bouncing the signal back out to my handsets. But also as well, at the same time, I'll have 3 SIM cards in there as well. So I should be able to bounce off the different towers as well as I'm driving around. So once we get to that level, that means I'll be lapping then. I can have multiple vehicles, multiple people, multiple angles. So, morning, how are you?
I'm okay, yeah. How are you? You're nice and early.
Nice and early,
Yeah.
as always. Always on time.
Punctual, we like it.
But anyway, how's life? You well?
Yeah, I'm a bit like congested, but I'm not sick or anything. I don't know. Just under the weather, but
Round back. Love how someone's gone delivery putting, yeah, someone's now called himself AI. Maybe they did that before, but anyway. What's the plan? Right, I need to actually sort myself out. I'm going to go down and get a coffee, I think. I need to get coffee. Yeah, I brought duck with me as well. I got duck. Don't see. I'll show you duck. Yeah. He's still got toothpaste in his mouth. I know. Anyway. It's beginning to go all in my bag now. That's the problem, isn't it? Oh my god, it's actually really hard. It's dry. Anyway. Yeah, we're laughing. Actually, that's a good point, actually. I think, just try. Yeah, I didn't even realise I could do this either. That's amazing. Add. Okay, let me just have a look at this. I'm about to actually I'm about to head off downstairs for a coffee. Actions. We'll just turn them off. Don't need any of that. Don't need any of that. Don't need any of that. Yeah, right, fine. So I was going to do new. Christie. So I should have freeze on or off. I thought so. That was fine. Right, I'm going to shoot off. I will speak to you later. Yeah, coffee. Have a great day.